Gentleman from Michigan, Mr. Levin.
I yield myself 3 minutes.
Gentleman's recognized.
This bill has one purpose: to provide a fig leaf of credibility for a political attack ad that has no credibility whatsoever. Every independent fact checker has said the attack ad on the president is false. Governor Romney's claim that President Obama is eliminating work requirements for welfare recipients has been called, and I quote, a pants-on-fire lie, and given 4 pinocchios for dishonesty. The Republican staffer, Ron Haskins, who helped draft the '96 welfare law, says the charge is baseless. I quote, the idea that the administration is going to overturn welfare reform is ridiculous, end of quotes. Here are the facts. Any demonstration project allowed under the guidance announced by HHS would have to be designed to increase the employment of TANF recipients, would be subject to rigorous evaluation, and would be terminated if it failed to meet employment goals. The whole administration effort is about promoting more work, not less, as eloquently stated by President Clinton, who led efforts at welfare reform. The administration heard from state officials that if they're allowed to focus more on outcomes and less on paperwork, they can put more people to work. So HHS said to the states, including Republican governors who asked for this, prove it. We hear the majority state that HHS does not have the authority to provide waivers, but that's not the conclusion reached by the nonpartisan CRS. In fact, CRS said the current HHS waiver initiative is, I quote, consistent with prior practice. And now we've heard Republicans say that TANF waivers have never been provided before now, even when requested. But here's what the GAO said about past requests, and I quote, states were not asking for waivers to test new approaches through experimental, pilot, or demonstration projects, which would be necessary in order to get a waiver under Section 1115, end of quotes. In other words, in the past, states weren't asking for the waivers that HHS is allowed to provide under the law and is now offering. At the end of the day, this debate isn't about process or even policy. It's about politics, pure politics, indeed impure politics. This is the same Republican Party that passed their own much broader versions of welfare waivers in 2002, 2003, and 2005. Let me read to you what the Congressional Research Service said about those bills. I quote, the legislation would have had the effect of allowing TANF work participation standards to be waived, end of quotes. And guess, I give myself an additional 30 seconds. And guess who voted 3 times for the waiver of the work participation requirement in TANF? Not only the chairman of Ways and Means, but the chairman of the Budget Committee and Governor Romney's running mate, Paul Ryan. We should be debating today issues that matter in terms of action today, a credible jobs plan. Instead, House Republicans who are doing nothing on these issues are doing something totally political, a disservice to this great institution. I reserve the balance of my time.